All right, so on this first one, it says that in triangle CDF, you don't have one drawn for you, so go ahead and draw one. CDF. It doesn't matter what kind of triangle you draw, you just want something to look at so you can kind of see what's going on. So it tells you that CD is 17, CF is 13, and the perimeter is 42. We want to list the angles in order from least to greatest. Well, first thing to do is find that missing side. So 13 plus 17 is 30. So that means its missing side is 42 minus 30, so 12. Now remember, in order to list the angles from greatest or from least to greatest, okay, from least to greatest, I need to find my smallest side. Opposite of my smallest side, remember, is always the smallest angle. So angle C is the smallest. Okay, remember, that's that activity that we did. Then the next smallest side is opposite the next smallest angle, so then angle D. And finally, my biggest side, 17, is opposite of my biggest angle, angle F. Okay? Make sure on your test to pay attention to whether it wants you to list it from greatest to least or least to greatest. That's where people make mistakes. Make sure you're paying attention to that. All right, so on this one, we know that two sides of a triangle are 2 and 17. We want the possible values for the third side. So remember on this one, I'm going to add them. 2 plus 17 is 19. I'm going to subtract them. Okay, remember doing that? And then I'm going to write it as a compound inequality. So it's going to be 15 is less than x is less than 19. Okay, because remember, I have to add the two smallest sides, and it has to be bigger than the third side. So an easy way to write that inequality, add the sides, subtract the sides, and that's what goes in your inequality. Just like on that homework assignment that we did. Okay? Now I got to go through kind of quick to make sure I get it done before the bell rings since we're on flex today. All right, 3 was just like on your assignment. So if this is 3x, that's 3x. Those two are the same, so that makes this 6x. So now I can solve for x. 6x plus 6x plus 3x equals 180. 6 and 6 is 12 plus 3, so 15x equals 180. Divide both sides by 15, so x is 12. Okay. Again, make sure you watch the video. If I get going too quick for you, watch the video tonight. All right, so on 4. Yes. On 4, if I've got these two angles as being the same, that means that those two sides also have to be the same. So I'm going to set those two sides equal. 5x minus 4 equals 2x plus 11. I can solve for x. I want to subtract my smaller x. So that gives me 3x equals 11. Add 4 to both sides. Those cancel, so I have 3x equals 15. Finally, solving for x, divide both sides by 3, so x is 5. All right, now on 8 and 9. This is just like that sandwich shop activity that we did. Okay, so make sure as you're going through these, we'll talk a little bit about the posters on the wall. So look at the information I'm given. I have angles, angles, angles. Is the angle one of our congruence conjectures? No. Up on the poster board, they're all different triangles up there. So this one, we can't tell. So we can just say, let's see, if the triangle cannot be proved to be congruent, explain why. So we just say cannot tell. Okay, because we don't know. It might be, but they might not be. We don't have the information. We cannot tell because A. And that's all I need for a reason. That's fine. Because remember that AA is not one of our congruence conjectures, so if you just list that conjecture, then I'm good with that. Alright, now on 9, I want to decide if these two triangles are congruent. Well, right now I only have a side, but I know a couple things. If these two are parallel, that makes this angle equal to that angle because they're alternate interior angles. I also know that these two angles are congruent because they're vertical. So this would be angle, side, angle. So it's yes, they are congruent because of angle, side, angle. On 10, I want to find these missing angles. And it's all going to just be linear pair, all that type of stuff. Using your triangles, make sure you pay attention to your markings. All right, so if this is 68, I can find A. We just can do that 180 minus 68 is 112. These two lines, it says, are parallel. So that means that B those are same side interior. So 180 minus 112 is 68. So B is 68, which makes that angle 68. Now I can find angle D. I can just add the 68 plus 68 is 136. 180 minus 136 is 44. So D is 44. C and D are alternate interior angles, just like what you had to do on your project. So C is 44. I want to find angle E. D and E are linear pairs, so 180 minus 144. I'm sorry, minus 44 is 136. So E is 136. Let's see, now I can find if this is 44, that makes that 44. These two sides are the same, so that means F and G are the same. So I can do 180 minus 44 is 136. I can divide that by 2, and I get 68. So that makes G and F both 68. These two are vertical, so that makes that 68. Now the one on your test is not going to be quite this complicated. You have a lot to do on this one. And then these two are alternate interior, so that's 68. These two sides are the same, so I can find H. I can do 180 minus 68 is 112. Divide both sides by 2, that's 56. So that's 56, that's 56. 56 and N are alternate interior, so that makes that 56. And finally, I can find M. 180 minus 56 is 124. All right.